Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. Patch 1.20.1 has arrived. Some things have changed and some things have not. One thing that has not changed is the game rigging cheating. And we're going to feature more game rigging cheaters today and expose them. And I just want to say before we get into the action, thank you all so much, those of you who have subscribed to the channel to help the channel grow and supporting my exposure of these game rigging cheaters. I really salute you guys. Thanks so much. It's nice to know that you guys appreciate my work. And thanks all of you who have been sharing the videos as well to try and raise awareness of this issue. Because it seems like it's just, this one's brazen. Some of the people involved don't even anonymize themselves. It's like they don't really care. They realize that, you know, what are the ramifications? Well, anyways, let's just watch the game here. And we're going to watch it from the perspective of this particular player, Horkan, from the Angry clan, I guess is what it is. There's 3 Centurion Action 10s on his team. Wow. I guess the Centurion was buffed, so whoever wants to play it. And he played this game, and guys, watch this game from this perspective. And once again, if you're focused in on the game, sometimes you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know that there's shenanigans going on. You would just be playing your game, and most of the people that play games don't really notice that anything's going on. They just play the game the best they can. You don't expect it to be happening. And remember, when there's cheating going on, and game rigging in particular, most people have the assumption, well, that means you know, they've rigged the game so one team can win, or so that someone can do all the damage. And that is true in some occasions. That's why you would rig a game, is so that you can pad your stats, or by cheating do more damage. But that's not the only thing that happens behind the scenes, because a lot of the game rigging is to complete missions. Complete missions to get you the reward tanks, the Object 260 and the Object 2790 in particular. They're hard missions. A lot of the missions do not require you to do a lot of damage. A lot of the missions are just bounce missions, spotting missions. There's so many different kinds of missions. And platoons and boosting companies rig those missions, and a lot of times when that's happening in the background, you don't really notice it, okay? You do notice sometimes when one particular tank does a lot of damage, and you notice platoons in the game, and boy, that guy, you know, he farmed all that damage, and the game was rigged. He might be doing a damage mission. Those you notice. But there's lots of other missions, and there's lots of other game rigging going on that you probably wouldn't notice if you played. You know, if someone's rigging the bouncing mission, would you notice? You're going to check the post-game stats and say, oh look, this guy bounced 9,000 damage. So what? You don't see it, you don't notice it. So the sampling that we get when I show you these videos is typically when it's blatant and easy to spot. And even then, when you watch the replay from the perspective of the person playing, or if you imagine you were playing this game and you were, look at the K line, look at the minimap there on the south, the Object 260 and the Object 140 that pushed, and they're fighting the Grillet and the VZ55. They're focused in on their battle. Would they kind of see the blatant game rigging that's going on here? Or if you're this Centurion, if you're playing this game, would you notice the blatant game rigging that's going on? Well, so far he hasn't. He knows he's fighting for his life versus this onslaught of enemies that's coming up through the gap here. And he's trying to hold this corner. And the game is 4 minutes old. They're down by almost 5,000 HP. They've lost this northern flank. It's just, you know, what's he going to do? He's just trying his best. Oh, he's got shot from behind. He's completely surrounded. This is a typical game. He's going on another blowout. He's got shot again. You can tell he's looking around. He's what do you do in this situation? You fight as hard as you can. You try and he's got to protect himself from the IS-7 there. Now that he peeked around and looked at the IS-7, did you notice the blatant game rigging. Claus, why don't you download the aerial cam and then fly around the battlefield and you can show us? Well, I'm purposely not showing you right now, and I want to see how many people clue in to know where the game rigging happened, right? If you're looking for it, sometimes you don't see it. This guy's playing the game. They're going to lose now. They're down 10,000 HP. The score's 411. They're down 11,000, almost 12,000 HP. He's trying to pre-aim a shot here. He's going to be... Oh, he missed. He's frustrated. They're going to lose. How many of you would say, another blowout? Get back to the garage and just click, battle, move on to the next game. Would you investigate anything? Did anything look fishy in that game? He got killed by the... what are you going to do? Did anything look fishy? Let's have a quick look at the post-game stats. A defeat, what are you going to do? He tried his best, guys, and he ends up here with 1,500 damage. But, oh, look, when you look at the post-game stats, you see a platoon here who has done nothing. 2 mouses and a T-92 artillery. You look at the enemy team, and there's a platoon. A T-92. Oh, well, that's a coincidence that there's 2 the same artillery. And then an Object 260 and an Object 907 who did almost 9,000 damage. This guy must be a really good player. And this platoon must be really bad. Well, it just so happens that one of the other Centurions who played this game also uploaded this replay. Watch it from his perspective. Okay, now I'm going to talk you through it and explain what happened and point to the minimap. Look at this platoon on his team. The 2 mouses that did nothing are not even anonymized. There's Dawidos 123 from the Barrels clan and Super 1222 from the Krek clan.
Let's get this show on the road.
They're the game riggers, along with the T-92 artillery on their team. Now, why? What's significant about the artillery? Well, the other platoon on the enemy team is an Object 260, an Object 907, and again, a T-92 artillery. Both platoons have a T-92 artillery so that they will be more likely to drop into the same game when they go 3, 2, 1 battle. The T-92 artillery on the enemy team is Coral Papa from the HRLV clan, not anonymized. These guys don't even give a shit, right? The only 2 guys that are anonymized, or maybe this T-92 on his platoon might be anonymized, but the 2 objects, the 2 players, the one with the reward tank, the Object 260, and the one with the Object 907, who's probably working on missions to get an Object 279E or just trying to pad his stats. I don't even care, but let's look at the minimap here, okay? We'll focus in on the minimap. And the T-92, the artillery doesn't do anything. He sits here at H0 and doesn't even fire his gun, doesn't participate in the game. Look where the mouses went. They're right here at F9. You see them right here on the minimap? Let me point at the minimap. Right here on this ridgeline where those bushes are. Why would they go there? What? Are they just really bad players? They went there to snipe. They went there to defend the base. Why are they there? Well, you're going to know in a minute, okay? You can guess why they're there, but keep a look at the minimap while this guy plays the game as best he can. This guy's going to have a terrible game. He's going to die. And then we'll have a clear view of what the mouses are doing, okay? Here he comes. Here he comes. And so far, they're winning. Look, they're actually winning by 1,200. But now look at the minimap. The Object 907 has been spotted. You see the minimap here? The Object 907 is spotted at C7. What would he be doing at C7? Interesting spot for a 9. And he's not hull down like right around where the E50 is. He's at that location. What is he doing? I'll tell you what he's doing. He's shooting the 2 mouses. Right? He's shooting the 2 mouses who have conveniently placed themselves in that. Look at the minimap. The Object 907 is just sitting there blind shooting the mouses. And poor little, what's his name here? General Woldrop does not have a very good game in his recently buffed Centurion. It's a terrible game for him. But he switches perspective now. He switches to the T-92. And if we zoom in here, you see the 2 mouses right there, sitting sideways in the bushes right there, which has frustrated the Jagdpanzer 100. The Jagdpanzer 100 now tries to drive around and push them and taunt them. But the two mouses are sitting in the bushes there, sideways, while, look at the minimap, the Object 907 here just sits and farms them. Just sitting sideways, slowly losing all their HP. Notice the mouse's HP is just slowly dwindling there. Shot after shot after shot from the Object 907. Now those two mouses are behind the bushes. They're not detected. They're not detected. And their HP is just another 328 damage on a mouse. Perhaps the AMX 1390 now has detected them by proxy spotting them, so he's going to get some spotting assist. But they didn't need to be detected. They're just, look at the HP, just constantly dropping as that Object 907 takes shot after shot after shot after shot. And he kills one. And this game ends as a blowout. So we're here in the post-game stats. Let's have a look at these two mouses, because now it's time to expose them, right? This is not a Leave It to Beaver channel. This is Klaus Kellerman's channel, where I expose these shit for brains for the fucking pricks that they are, okay? Let's look at this mouse here. This guy is not anonymized. This battle took place on the EU server. This guy is a recruitment officer at the Barrels clan. This guy has an overall WN8 of 573, but in the past 7 days, he's played 41 games with a WN8 of almost close to 0. Just game rigging. WarGaming, ban this piece of shit. This other mouse also did not anonymize himself. Super1222. On the EU server again, recruit at the Krek clan. Overall WN8 of 789, but recently, in the past 7 days, 40 battles where you can see his numbers have just dropped into the game rigging shitness level. WarGaming, ban this piece of shit. The artillery player here, I believe, is anonymized. That's his in-game name, but his real name is Mr. Tank Me Please. This guy is a private in the Seabait clan. He's a very good player. He has an overall WN8 of 2,218, but in the past 7 days, 78 games of game rigging. In the past 3 days, look at this, WN8 of 6. WarGaming, ban this piece of shit. The artillery player on the enemy team is not anonymized. This guy is a junior officer at the HRLV clan. A junior, he's on his way to being a senior officer. He's got an account that hovers around 800-900 WN8, but in the past 7 days, his stats have collapsed into game rigging territory. WarGaming, ban this piece of shit. He didn't even fire his gun at all in the game. Now, two guys that are anonymized for sure is this player in the Object 260, who's part of the platoon. He is anonymized. He already has the reward tank. Let's check him out. That's his in-game name, but his real name is Musico God. Musico God is a recruit at the Kitty clan. He's a very good player, has been consistently a very good player. And as you can see, he actually participated and did some damage in this battle. He fired 3 shots. He hit 3 and bounced 2 of them. Was he just unawares platooned with these game rigged cheaters and didn't know? I don't know. His stats don't show a drop, but he was not on the receiving end of the feeding. Why are you platooned with these game rigging cheaters? What about the Object 907 who got all the benefit from the farming here? This is obviously an anonymized name. Anonymized, but his new name is New Dominic 321. Check this out, guys. And like I say, statistics do not lie. Overall WN8 after 10,000 battles is 1,300. So this guy's a green player. Recently, he's been a teal-blue player. But in the past 7 days... Super Unicom. He's become a Super Unicom. I wonder why. Because he's so good. He's having those games where he gets 8,000 or 9,000 damage. Ooh, you're so good. Combat officer from the 1CFC clan. The officer of the 1CFC clan. WarGaming, ban this piece of shit. And what gets me, guys, is that the blatant game rigging cheating, it looks like only the guys that are receiving the benefit are a little bit scared. They don't want to be identified, so they use the WarGaming provided anonymizer. ooh, no one will know who we are. And it's so blatant, though, that some of the people that are participating in the game rigging, they don't even anonymize themselves. Like, they don't even give a shit. They're throwaway accounts. They don't care if the accounts get banned. Well, we exposed all of them in this video. And I got to tell you, WarGaming, please ban these pieces of shit, okay? But number two, WarGaming, is it doesn't have to be adversarial like this. It's a very simple fix, and I explained it in the past. The reason that this works is because these platoons can get into the same game. All right? They platoon, they both have a T-92 artillery, so the matchmaker is very likely to pick them up together and put them in the same game when they go 3, 2, 1, battle. All you have to do in a micro patch is when people click battle when they're in a platoon, or you can decide the details, but just have a little bit of a delay so that platoons or players that click battle at the same time don't necessarily end up in the same game. Just have a random delay built into when you click battle. When we do this, click, for some people, the matchmaker goes 3, 2, 1 and puts you in the queue. Okay? And other people go click and the matchmaker goes, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it puts you into the queue. So the matchmaker can delay when you go into the queue by just, even just 10 seconds, a variation of 10, 15 seconds. With so many people, like the queue gets filled when you hit battle, it usually gets filled fairly quickly. You just have to build in a slight delay, random delay, when people click, so that platoons that are trying to get in the same game are less likely to get in the same game. Just you know the math. You have all the statistics. You can work out whether it has to be 10 seconds or 12. Because you know what there is? There's always some idiot in the comment section that says, "Oh, Claus, you said a 15-second delay, and that won't work because the matchmaker needs to find the artillery in 15 seconds." And they pick at one of the details, like, it won't work. We have to give up. We have to. There's nothing we can do. We have to put up with game rigging, cheating, match after match after match, because there's no way of fixing it. They pick on one stupid little detail without using their freaking brains. WarGaming, you have all the statistics. You know how the matchmaker works. You know how long it takes for, on average, a platoon to get into battle. You know mathematically how much of a delay would give you a statistical high probability of two simultaneous clicks not ending up in the same battle. You know all that, right? It's just math. Just have one of your computer programmers figure that out, and he'll say, if we on average have an 18.3 second delay, there'll be a 78% chance that the two platoons will not end up in the same battle. They'll give you some mathematical, so that some idiot in the comment section can't just say, "Oh, Claus, you said 15 seconds, but that's not going to work." No, give your fucking heads a shake. It's an easy thing to fix, all right? Just a small little delay. You figure out the details of WarGaming and put it in the game, and you don't even have to publicize it. You can just say, "Yeah, we improved the matchmaker. Well, we made the matchmaker more effective to give you better play ability and make your experience more delightful." You could put, the typical WarGaming Russian press release. Just do that, WarGaming. Say, in order to make your experience playing the game even better than it already is, so that you enjoy the game even more, and you will be more likely to spend more money on premium tanks, we've improved the matchmaker to make the game more enjoyable for you. It already is enjoyable, but it's now going to be even way better, more enjoyable, because we're so smart. Say that, so that you don't have to lose face. Just make a press release like that, and then just tweak the matchmaker with a little change like that, and then these guys are out of business. They'll go 3, 2, 1, click, and they'll end up in a different battle, and they'll go, "Oh, we didn't get in the same battle. Damn." And this shit for brains in the Object 907, he won't have 2 mouses to farm. He won't get 8,400 damage. He'll get 1,900 damage, which is what his stats say he should get, because he's not very good, right? And then they'll go again and say, "Well, let's try again. 3, 2, 1, click," and they'll start playing, and they'll end up in different teams again. They'll end up in different battles, and these 2 muscles will go, "Oh, we're not in the same battle. What do we do now?" This is boring. I don't want to do this anymore. And this shit for brains won't get 8,000 damage. He'll get 2,100 damage. And he packs food instead of a fire extinguisher. And he'll burst into flame and die like the Muppet he is. And after about trying 4 or 5 times and they don't end up in the same battle, they'll say, oh, well, I guess we won't do that anymore. It doesn't work. And poof, the problem's gone. It's not that hard, WarGaming. And I keep doing these videos, and I get all the shit for brain comments. Not all of them. Most of you that are watching, thank you so much for your support. But there's always that one in 1,000, the fanboy 1 in 1,000 guys who's so stupid that just throws up his hands and says, "Oh, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do." Well, we got to the moon, didn't we? Oh, yeah. I don't know how we did that. Like, imagine having all those shit for brains fanboys who are leaving the comments that there's nothing that we can do. Imagine them being in charge of the lunar project. Imagine if they were in charge of getting Neil Armstrong on the freaking moon. We never would have got there. Oh, it's so far. What if we aim the wrong way? We'll miss. Oh, we'll just have to stay here on Earth. They're morons, and you shouldn't listen to them. It's an easy fix. It's easy to fix. And I keep getting more and more of these. I've got probably 4 or 5 in the queue that I could just release day after day. I'll make the videos and I'll release them every week or 2 so that I don't just inundate my channel with game rigging cheater videos. But it's a problem and it's not gone away. All right. So share the video, subscribe to the channel, leave some comments, let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you on the next one.